Here comes that sun, guys. It is still cold, about 23 degrees, but I'll tell you, in Texas, we are pleasured with such great sunrises and sunsets. Beautiful this morning. I hope it warms up. So I just went and fed the chickens and watered them. They're going through the water, guys. But I also looked at some of the stuff in the little high tunnel, and we may be starting all over. Let's check. Ooh, it's still quite brisk, guys, but I wanted to go ahead and get this video out for you and show you. Just show you. So first off, these were our collard greens in the raised bed outside, and that was the kale, and I had been feeding it to the chickens, and this is the first one I started picking off of because I had a feeling it might go. And then over here are our beets, and the beets are pretty sad looking, guys. I did go ahead and harvest some, you may recall, right before it hit. So I do have some beets in there, and I have some beet greens that we're going to pop in the freeze dryer. But yeah, that freeze was brutal. Here's another shot of what we had out here. These two were collard greens, and they were also arugula. And these here turnips did not make it in the outside garden. So yeah, we're going to talk about this here in a minute. And then, of course, I got some carrots in there, and I really seriously doubt that they made it. And I know my beets didn't make it over here. So I have 2 pots of carrots on this south wall. They look to be okay. I hope they're okay. And then my onions in my baby tub on this south wall look like they're going to be okay. But let's go on down the line here, guys. I think this kale is going to be all right. Had some aphids. It does have aphids on it. I sure hope that those are gone. And my celery, boy, did my celery take a beating. I'm hoping some of it will come back. I'm going to be nursing some of these guys to see what I can do. Now here's some broccoli on the south wall. I think that it's going to be okay. Kale, more kale, and here's some of my little onion tenderlings. We're gonna watch them, guys. Some of them might be okay, and some of them might not. And then we have some kale. That broccoli, I don't think it made it. This broccoli, I don't think it made it. Now these two, this one especially, was starting to bolt. But let's look at my cauliflower. It has some damage, indeed. But maybe we can nurse it and see what happens with it. And surprisingly, my spinach looks like it's going to be okay. Guys, I had such a hard time growing spinach this year, and so far, this is the only thing that really looks, yeah, really good. This bok choy fared pretty well in here. And we have some more kale and then more cauliflower. These did get some freezer burn. So let me know, guys. Should I prune these leaves off and see what happens? I'm thinking that's what I'm gonna do, but if it's something if it's a no-no, you let me know. And these were all my transplants that I don't think made it. We'll watch them. Purple onions looked pretty bad the other day, but surprisingly, I think that they might be okay, and then maybe some of those. And these cabbages took a really big hit. Now this is the bed that I had my sweet potatoes in. We'll be watching it over the next couple of weeks to see if we start to get some sprouts. And yeah, guys, we're going to be doing a lot of cleanup this week. Unfortunately, a lot of cleanup. Some look to be okay, some don't. Well, I'm going to watch this one. I might could go ahead and use this head. And then here's some more cauliflower. Now these carrots looked very sorry at the onset or at the day after, but we might be okay. I don't know. What do you think, guys? And then all my lettuces are gone, and that broccoli against the north wall. So this all has to be cleaned up. I do have some bok choy, so just guys know that this is that Shinzao bok choy, and it really fared very well. And I have some comfrey, and this is celery. Oh, and here's some collards. This one got freezer burned, but some of the others look to be okay. Those collards might be fine. So here's our seed starting tray. We're starting to see some of the tomatoes come up, the Perones, the Rutgers, but we have these two with some peppers, and they don't look like they're really faring well. And I know peppers need some really warm soil. We'll watch those and see if we need to replant, but yeah, some of our tomatoes are starting to look pretty good, or come up at least. Many things in my tower of power still look fantastic. Rosemary, my lavender, I have some mullein, I have more rosemary over there, sage. Those did pretty good. So I'll go in here, here's some chives, and replant some of that. But this broccoli looks like maybe this one might be okay, maybe that one. I don't know, guys. Still gonna watch some of this, but I know for sure there's others that we have to pull. And unfortunately, only one lowly tomato plant made it, and it was the one right next to the heater. And we thought about what the difference was this year, guys, as to 2021, and it was humidity was really, really low with that cold front. But we also had run Mr. Heater a couple of days during that time in 2021, and we had to make a difficult decision not to run Mr. Heater in this little high tunnel for fear that our electricity would go out and we would need that propane for our generator. So yeah, only one tomato plant, but I've got one, and I can start some more black creme, and I will. But it is disappointing. But we're thankful for that one little tomato plant. Now, we haven't uncovered this yet, so I kind of got my hand in here, but you can see, guys, everything got hit pretty hard too in this little raised bed. There might be some that will make it. I'm just not sure. So on into the bigger high tunnel, and you can see I think my turnips are in here are gonna pull out of it, guys. I think that we're gonna be okay on them. And I think my onions are gonna be okay in here on this south side of the barn. And then you can see I've got some bok choys down there, and they still look okay. I think they'll pull out, but then I have others like my broccoli and cauliflowers and cabbage. It's not gonna pull through. So the only thing that survived on the north side of this high tunnel, it looks like, are the onions. There are a couple of little plants in there that I had transplanted. It's gone down here, but thank the Lord my onions survived. That's really a big deal to me, guys, because onions do take such a long time growing. I'm glad that we didn't lose a lot of these. I think we lost some, but I think that for the most part, we're looking pretty good. And then these are more transplants, and some of them have freezer burn. We'll see, guys. I'm gonna let them go for a while and just see if they start to rebound and come back. I'm just not sure. And now I'm gonna show you the peppers, and it's very ugly. Yeah, peppers didn't make it, guys. Even though we did everything we could to try to keep them, it just was too much. And here's more. Thank goodness I picked all those last week. I'll be processing those in the freeze dryer today. And right now I'm also processing our leftover turkey. The milk bok choy did not do as well as the Shenzhou bok choy. So now I gotta sit, I gotta think, I gotta ponder, gotta pray, because some decisions need to be made. Am I gonna start some more seeds, some more brassica seeds? Or I'm just gonna hold off and get ready to plant in March? What are we gonna do next year if it looks like we have a similar situation? Some planning's gotta go in that. Lots of cleanup. We gotta get all this dead stuff pulled and get those tubs ready to plant. Gotta get that area on the north side of the small high tunnel ready to plant. All of these peppers need to come up, and we just need to get ready to plant. But I just really want some cabbage and some brassicas and some broccoli and cauliflower. So I'm debating. Let me know, guys. Let me know if you think I should go ahead and start some more seeds. I do have it. They're about a 60, the cabbage is about a 60-day turnaround. The broccoli and the cauliflower is about a 70 to 75 day turnaround, so that's going to put me mid-March, which I might still be okay, but I don't know. Just I'm thinking, pondering, gonna pray about it, think about it. Just need to know if maybe I need to let those go by the wayside, and then we just need to get in here and get this soil ready for our spring planting, and start planting that. Decisions. But anyway, wanted to give you guys an update. There's lots of wonderful things that happened. Of course, our chickens are fine. Praise the Lord for that. Our little babies. And I know a lot of you said they'd be fine, but my chickens are only about 3 months old, so I was very concerned that they might not be okay, but they are. We, were fastidious in making sure they had their water, and we had several heaters on them. And again, it was 23 degrees this morning, guys, and that's bitter cold, but we are on a warm up for the next 10 days. We are going to be above normal. The lows are going to be in the 40s, and the highs are going to be in the 50s and 60s and 70s. So it's a good week to clean up. It's a good week to plan. It's a good week to ponder. But we do know we still have January to get through, and we still have February to get through, and sometimes March. So I got to do some thinking. Got to do some stinking thinking. But anyway, thank you guys so much. Praise the Lord that we're all safe. Our family is safe. Everyone is healthy. It's terrible what has gone up there in the Northeast with all those people in their cars and stuff. It's unimaginable to me. I do keep a safety backpack in my car, especially during times like this. And I did a video, as a matter of fact, a while back for a little survival backpack, and that included blankets and candles and flashlights and food and water, even a coffee can with a candle in it. Put it in your car because it will radiate heat. So it's very tragic, and so praying for those families up there, really, and praying for all of you. And I have been praying for all of you, and I read all your comments, and I see where a lot of you were afraid to go check your stuff, and that you knew in your greenhouse something might not have survived. And Kristen, I know that a storm knocked your greenhouse totally out, and some decisions need to be made, guys. So help me out. Help me make these decisions. Take care. God bless, and we will be in touch.